Hey, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nisha with I Can't Believe We're Friends podcast. And on this episode, we're talking about folklore of supernatural things, our theories of where they started or where they could have came from. We discuss a few. If you have any that we missed or any information on ones that we did talk about, let us know. Any feedback, as usual, is greatly appreciated. So give us a listen. You can find us Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you can find your podcasts. Just look us up. And the Twitter handle and Facebook are at ICBWF. So, yeah, give us a listen and let us know. Feedback, people. That'd be great. Thanks.
But it was.
He was looking ready too. He was like, 3, 2,
The one time he's actually paying the fucking attention.
go.
Only one more second to go. He's about to say one and point. Yes.
Are we live?
We
Are
are.
we hot?
Are we live?
Is it mic hot? Is it burning?
No, we're not live.
It's gonorrhea.
We're not live because we record.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I was about to say,
That
you
is
can't
true.
really say that we're live ever.
A live show
it's
would be
hot. How about
fucked.
that? It's
Oh my
live.
God.
We are
Hot.
currently recording.
If we actually like recorded ourselves like on camera and fucking,
Or you couldn't
See,
cut
I
out-
want to get to
cut
that
out-
point at some point. I
I'd
think
like
that would be cool.
I think it'd be fun.
Ugh.
Although,
Welcome everybody.
at least half of us feel like we're not very
I can't
photogenic.
believe we're friends podcast.
Why are you doing the fucking vaudeville voice?
That's what I was.
You
Spice
sound like
it
one of
up.
the B-52s or some shit.
Rock
Lobster.
Hello, Shaq.
Oh my God! Please don't ever do that
Who sings
again.
that song?
That's a terrible song in the first goddamn place.
A bag full of beaten cats that are drowning in a lake. That's who sings that song.
See,
That-
that was on
love-
beat and like it sounded similar to the song.
But the guy does it too. Hello, Shaq.
Actually, that's not him. It's the other girl.
Yeah, I was about to say that was
Just
you
so
just
you know.
totally fucked all of that up.
Anyways,
I'm
Ruined
ruining
a
this.
terrible song from a terrible band. Good
Hey.
job.
I like the bedrock rock.
You like what?
Bedrock.
Oh yeah, they did do that song.
Yeah.
They were the BC-52s
Yeah.
in that movie.
Yes, they were. Anyway,
And
Alright.
we're here with everybody.
For
Robert,
once, yes.
Nisha. That lovely burp came from Gabby,
Fuck you.
oh,
Gabriel,
Fuck you. I'm gonna punch you in the
Mandy,
nuts.
What up, yo?
and my wife.
oh, he
What's-
said that
she-
so begrudgingly.
Does she not have a name?
I think you
Here,
forgot
you scoot
it.
over
No.
that way, and
It's
I'll let her
life.
sit right here, just so we all.
He
are by
renamed
the
her
phone.
Ariel.
wife so he didn't have to remember her name.
Ariel.
the
She's bringing
Your
you.
big
They're
old
bringing,
head off me.
they bring you in.
Speaking of ice chain.
Ugh. Since when?
Get over here, fucker.
And once again, this is I Can't Believe Your Friends podcast. You can find us anywhere where you want to listen to your
Why are we
podcast.
friends?
I don't know.
Okay, I have to tell on myself. I made a bet with myself. No one was in on this wager.
I made a bet with myself.
We knew about
Did you
it.
lose?
No, I was only 10
Technically-
minutes late. I
She
did
was
lose,
10
but
minutes late,
10 minutes.
late. So she did.
I,
You-
I
okay.
was kind of taking the under, but it ended up being the over.
Over.
So
I want to give you the benefit of the doubt.
I did.
What?
as soon as you said that it was going to be like shortly after 3, she was like, "It's going to be like 4:30."
4:30. Watch.
And then it was
4:40
4:41,
on the dot.
4:40 on the fucking dot. You knocked on the door.
and it was just like,
She was like, "Damn, I was off by 10 minutes."
so it was the over.
To be fair with that, we had to wait for Madison to take a shower over there.
She showers.
Yeah.
apparently.
Holy
Now-
shit.
We had to applause that one because we're like, you gotta take a shower.
We're like, "Fuck it, go ahead. Yeah, take your time."
But then once we got done with that, we had to go back home because apparently her pants zipper broke or something like that.
Oh no,
So-
no, it's been
sucks.
broken for a while, and she's had it safety pinned together.
Okay, so she was wearing
Oh.
just pajamas.
That's brave.
Pajamas, so we had to go back home
She has
For-
clothes.
for her to change
She just won't wear
into. So that's what was the whole.
It's always something with this fuck, isn't it?
Always.
Hello,
Yeah.
It's
we're
always something with
parents.
all
Blame
them
the
fucks.
kids. Their fault.
That's what they were made for.
This is true.
To annoy the fuck out of us.
So,
Oh, yeah.
No, there's an excuse.
That too.
anyways, it's another. I was about to say
Halloween.
Halloween, but I was going to say Halloween, and they're like, no,
Ew.
No, you
Don't
can't do
that.
that.
Please don't do that.
no.
Ew.
That was so.
Thank
I
you.
thought you were
I'll
gonna
give
hit
it
me.
to you, nigga.
I got a high
I just
five.
saw a hand.
Can't
I
do
just
that.
saw
Damn, dude, how fucking often are you smacking her?
Don't fucking ask her that.
I was asking you.
He was asking you, not
Oh.
her.
Just
We're married.
enough.
I don't have
Just
to.
enough.
I don't have to answer that question.
Until I'm under oath.
She
and
can't
even
testify.
No, can't testify.
So, today we'll be talking about
Folklore.
The folklore.
Folklore?
Folklore.
Don't get on that conversation, dude. It'll get really fucking hairy.
It
really
always
weird.
goes to.
Really weird. I wasn't going to do it. I was doing
shit.
my best to keep away from my
Did you
dick.
win another bet with yourself?
We're 5 minutes in.
And he's already talking about getting his
And,
dick.
and
Fag.
that's what she said.
That you're
Did
a
you already,
fag?
did you
No,
already
you're
talking
5
about my
minutes
dick?
in.
Is that what she told you? Oh.
If you were 5 minutes in, you're
Five
five.
minutes.
Hurry up and
you're-
finish already?
You're 4 minutes done.
Damn.
It's been like 5 minutes. This is like
Shit to do today.
4 minutes and 30 seconds longer than you usually
So,
last.
what we got as folklore? We got shadow people. We got, what
It
else?
depends on what kind of folklore you're talking about, bro.
Well, there's all different kinds of folklore.
Because we've talked about some of
We
it
talked about
before
it.
with,
All right,
like,
tell me
the
about your
fucking-
shadow people. Because I've heard of them. I know somewhat about them, but I haven't heard a lot.
It's that shit that you see out of the corner of your eye where it takes like a weird
I
shape.
thought that was a squiggly line thing in my eye.
Tech Nine has a song about them.
They called it astigmatism, right? That's what that is?
No, it's
No.
stigmata.
That's not a squiggly line in your eye
No,
either.
stigmata is where you get the marks of
I was hung like this.
Jesus
Oh,
was
don't
That's the
lie,
only
you're hung like
time You
this.
have ever been able to say that.
you were hung like that. Pinky dick.
I was about to say, way to fucking
All you need is a
describe
tip.
it on a fucking podcast.
Just need a tip.
It's enough for her. She's happy.
All right. She hasn't went anywhere
Is she
else.
though?
Are you?
Sure.
It's just good enough.
Sorry.
It gets the job done, damn it.
It's like horseshoes. It got close. So.
What's the old saying? It's not the size of the ship, it's the motion in the ocean.
That's what dudes
But
with
it
little
ta-
dicks say.
Long time to get to England in a rowboat.
I got the stamina.
No, you don't. None of us have the stamina anymore.
Right? Okay, can we get back to folklore?
No, it's folklore. That's what we just talked about.
This is where we're at. We're at
So,
folklore.
shadow people, man.
Shadow people.
Because y'all know.
They like to watch whenever you have sex.
Woohoo!
I thought that was
Love
money.
an audience.
That was money.
Ew.
And you're going to see that motherfucker if he's in the room.
Yeah, that's not a shadow.
You're so pasty, we're going to see you in the dark.
Well, you call me a chokehold.
So shadow people.
Okay.
I really don't
Before
know
time.
a lot.
So basically, is it
it's
like if you look? Where,
It's normally a lot of shadow people is your peripheral of your vision.
peripheral.
Don't correct me.
That's a car, nigga. That's a car. I'm sorry. Couldn't help it.
Don't fucking.
where you have to do like where you see something and you have to do like
out
a
of the
double
corner of your eye.
take.
Yeah.
It's like the,
I see it all the time in
Yeah,
here.
so do I.
In
the
this
shit
house,
you
I see
that
it
you
all
don't pay
the time.
attention to.
Yeah.
The one you're telling me about, the Hat Man or whatever.
Yeah. That's it.
They were saying what I was reading. They were saying usually you see them in basements, and it's usually up north.
Hat man?
Yeah. It's a shadow person that looks like it has a bowler hat or a fucking
Not a bowler
Like
hat.
hat.
Undertaker's
Yeah.
hat.
Oh, okay.
It's usually one or the other looking hat.
Oh.
So.
Yeah,
I
I just see things out of the corner of my eye where it's like, okay, I have to do a double take, and I see them all the
Which
time
I-
in this house.
Like I think I see him normal when I'm driving, but you know it could just be a figment of my imagination. But I do have two experiences that you know I can't explain, and all I saw was shadows. But I'll talk about that later.
That's a different show, dude.
That's why I say I'll talk about it later.
Let's see, going back to the Hat Man. Apparently, a lot of people who have sleep paralysis see him a lot.
Blame it on that.
Yeah. According to stuff that I've read, is he's what causes the sleep paralysis so that he can actually just siphon the energy from them.
He carries a
Like a
negative.
succubus.
Yeah,
Kinda.
he feeds
So
off
he would
fear.
be considered an
Well,
incubus.
the thing that I was reading was saying that it usually is around negative families or fucking distressed children. I'm sorry. Where
Yeah,
they're in a fucking constant fucking
Bad
battling
situation.
home type deal. And usually the head of the household sees it, and then it'll kind of latch itself on to a weaker person.
A woman that my mom used to work with and was friends with in Albuquerque, we would visit her every once in a while, and she moved houses even, and this thing followed her.
Well, that's because the shit's attached to people, not places, and
Yeah, the
people
hat man is
automatically
considered
assume it's
it's
the
attached.
the
house
place
that's
that
on
they're
it, but
at.
it's not the house; it's the person that's on it.
See,
Initially,
the
it might be
difference
the
between
place that you go to.
the shadow person and the hat man, besides the hat, shadow people,
That's a big deal.
Is that the difference?
yeah, and sometimes glowing red eyes. But the shadow people don't normally. Yeah, they kind of you see them, but they're not normally there trying to give you that negative.
They're not
feel.
violent.
They're not violent. They don't feed off the negative energy, which like the Hat Man does. And
Well,
sleep
I mean-
paralysis, they're known to attack in sleep paralysis. Like they known to make you feel like you're choking out.
That's what I
and
was
stuff.
reading, that they said that people feel like their chest is compressed or they're fucking
Yeah.
being
Well, see,
choked.
there's a lot of different lore about that though, because I've heard it with they've done succubi have done that, witches. I've seen things with aliens in it, like aliens are responsible for sleep paralysis and shit like that. So I mean, I think it's not necessarily a regional thing, but something akin to that, where it's more like what you believe type thing. And we kind of talked about that doing the podcast last night, whenever we were talking about. What the fuck were we talking about last night? Oh, the
Last
conspiracy
night
Last night was conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Where I think it's more based on what you believe. So if you think that
Was I here too?
a shadow,
No,
this
That
was
was
last
last
night.
night.
We did this one last
Okay,
night.
that's fine.
But I think we have kind of talked about it.
I think we
before
talked
in
about it a
general.
little bit more, a little bit about.
But I mean, that could be it. Like you expect to see something like that, so you do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
like I
don't
said
know.
earlier, you open your mind up to it, and that's what you fucking get.
I don't
But
know,
it-
because I watched a show where this person who owned a hotel would sneak in and paralyze people in their sleep and siphon off their negative energy like that.
Supernatural.
So, no.
Okay.
What were they blowing them and they're taking shots in the mouth?
No,
What show are you talking about?
That fun. I think it was on Grimm.
I was just about to
Ah,
ask if
they're
it was
great.
on
I
Graham.
think so.
That figures.
So yeah, not real story at all. It was made up. Fictional characters and all. But
I and I understand that there's a lot of lore behind like sleep demons and like,
Oh,
but
demons were another one. But I guess
sleep
it wasn't
paralysis
succubi.
is just a thing. It's where your body is transitioning from one stage of sleep into another.
To sleep, and you haven't quite.
Yeah, and it's hard to. It's
There are
like,
people that chemical runs like insane in their body, and they do end up fucking paralyzed, and you're basically in your own fucking nightmare. That sucks.
that would suck. Because we've all had that feeling in our dreams that it's, especially if it's like a bad dream that you want to wake up from and you can't wake yourself up. It's kind of the same thing where you're unable to move, you're unable to. But the
Function.
but
Have
the
any of y'all watched that show on Netflix, The Haunting of Hill House?
I haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
we do.
Okay, so a lot of the stuff that we're talking about, like the shadow people and the Hat Man, he's in that show, which is when Jimmy was telling me about it. I was like, oh, that's from that show.
We already watched it. I don't remember.
The really tall man with the hat.
so it's kind of like Jeepers
Okay.
Creepers.
Kind of. But he would,
I'd forgotten
the
about that.
girl who had sleep paralysis, she would wake up and she would see him standing
Oh,
over
yes,
in the
yes, yes,
corner.
yes. The one with the cane.
Yes.
Okay, yes, I do remember who you're
Yes.
talking about.
Yeah.
I have to go back and watch that.
But
I
yeah,
didn't watch it either.
It's good.
Her and Kaylee watched it.
the shadow people have been shadow
Candace
people.
don't like
It's been
background.
going back for
Ever.
Ever,
That
yeah.
shit's been around for a very long time.
because it's just a lot of times I believe it's just my mind's playing tricks on me, and I'm just trying to associate what I saw in the corner of my eye, what I can relate to. It's like, I don't know what the fuck that was, but
It looks like
it looks like this. It could be nothing at all. But my mind associated like, oh, that looked like a dark person.
It's just a black dude, bro.
it's just a black guy breaking into your house.
Hold on.
You talking about us or them?
Okay, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, I don't want us to hush
The Shadow Man thing.
I was saying, but yeah, to me, it's not two experiences that I can remember I had on top of my head that I saw it just straight out a shadow person, which wasn't out of my peripheral really. It was just there. I'm just like, what the fuck? The other stuff I'm just kind of thinking in my mind is just kind of playing tricks on me, and I'm trying to justify maybe I saw a weird shadow, and I'm like, maybe is that a person or something? And I double check, and I was like, maybe that's just kind of a shadow. How I walked by in the lighting with the shadow of the lighting, just like, okay, maybe it's just that.
That's possible.
See,
A lot
but
of
I
it,
think
dudes, you open your shit up to it, and then other things we just dismiss. The older we get, it's more,
become more
it's my
cynical.
fucking mind playing tricks on me or whatever the fuck. But
I think our brain automatically tries to justify something that.
And rationalize.
Yeah.
it tries to rationalize it.
You've done that since we fucking got together. It's like,
Done
I've
my whole
told you
life.
what's gonna happen, and then it happens, and you try to explain it away. It's like, how the fuck are you explaining that? Like, you can't explain that, and you try to rationalize it. And it's like, no, that's not. You can't rationalize everything.
I try to though. I'm very logical minded.
Yeah, but some
So you
things
don't believe
defy
in this
logic.
kind of stuff?
No, she really. I mean, really. The fucked up thing is she's seen, heard, whatever experience shit,
And I'm such
and
a
she's
cynic.
still.
Yeah,
is a skeptic.
that's the same thing with me. I try to if I can't, I try to figure every way I can to all right, it's this, it's nothing, I try not to really think of it as actually being, but there's sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck that was. I can't fucking answer that. So I have to chalk it up to something kind of paranormal.
Well, I mean, there is paranormal shit out there. There's so many shows based around it.
Oh yeah. It interests me.
I mean, some of it's bullshit. Don't get me wrong, but
Most of
I
it's
have an
bullshit.
interest.
Yeah.
I have an interest in this kind of stuff.
It's interesting.
that's why I
but
don't understand why you're so fascinated with it. Yet you're one of the biggest skeptics I've met.
I am.
Because it's usually the opposite. The people that are super into it and super
because
believe.
to me it's like folklore, different stories. I like to hear the stories of this kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean,
Like
I
hearing
like.
the background of the stories and how long they've been around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, I like fantasy, fiction, like Harry Potter and
You like Harry Potter?
I do.
Oh shit, I didn't
Never
know
read
that
that.
yet. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
But the thing
this
is
is new information to everybody. So it's like a fantastical story to me, and that's why I like this kind of stuff. Is because it seems so fake.
yeah.
In a fantastical way.
The thing is that that's one of the reasons why I like it so much. Seeing things and why I wish I saw things more often, and the folklore and everything is because it adds back that mystical feeling
Where
that-
anything can happen, like the
yeah,
thought you
like,
have whenever you're a kid, that anything's
then
possible.
There's still magic out in the world.
Like
Yeah.
magic exists. Yeah. I can see that.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I hold on to the belief is, I want there to be more than just some cold
nothingness.
But in some
black
way or
and
form,
white.
all folklore comes from something. Whether it's fucking blown out of proportion or what the fuck ever.
Oh, it's all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tall
Like,
tales
yeah.
that just got.
Like the werewolf. Some of the fucking oldest accounts of werewolves were mostly women who were hookers in France and shit that were fucking killed in their fucking mall. They couldn't explain whether it was a man doing it, was it a cannibal, blah, blah, blah. The closest thing they figured out was it was a guy with a large dog that's going around fucking killing these bitches and then letting the dog chew on them and shit
I
like
thought
that.
you said dong at first.
No.
See,
Dog,
I was
dog.
listening to a podcast
He's
while
got
I
a big
was at
old
work,
dog.
and it was going back about
The dog
werewolves, about I forget what time period it was. There was a bunch of murders of women and children that were being killed and eaten, and it looked like a animal attack. And it turns out that it was a man who had a wolf skin, and he had made some sort of gloves out of their paws.
Was this lore?
Yes.
Okay.
And he was going around and killing women and kids and whatever. And he says that he liked the taste of flesh.
Like you do.
And so
Who does?
that's one of the ways that the lycanthrope shit got
Lycanthropy.
started. Yeah.
But see, there's also
lycanthropy got
lycanthropy
started.
in India. There are people that turn into Bengal tigers. There's lycanthropy here where people turn into wolves or owls and shit like that. There's all kinds of different kinds of...
Animagus.
Yeah.
And what was that one in the anime? What was it called?
Which anime?
The
There are
one that he
hundreds of-
likes, that he
Oh.
got me to watch.
There's lots of them that I watch.
The fucked up one that I
Yeah.
couldn't watch.
Yeah.
Oh, Requiem from the Darkness.
Yeah.
What about it?
Where they turn into the animal. And
There's nobody that turned into an animal.
In True Blood, I mean, I know it's
I'm
vampires
absolutely
and,
sure.
and werewolves, but they have
The
were-panthers.
shifters, and they have the shifters.
And they have
who can turn into
shifters.
anything.
No?
So,
Wait,
I mean,
Panthers?
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
remember the meth heads?
Method.
Crystal.
Method. Fucking were-panthers.
I don't remember all of it.
It
But
was
there's stories
Sookie's
like that
brother
forever.
got
Uncle
involved.
Daddy. Daddy Uncle.
Ugh, that was so gross. And because they were were-panthers, they were all inbred. So they were all. It was that show was so awesome, but fucked up. At
Aren't
the
they
same
in
time.
Louisiana?
Bon Tom.
That's why.
But there's stories like that fucking everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
Sonny Bean. Hills Have Eyes. You know, that shit. That's supposed to be
that's
based on a true story.
Fucked up story.
Sonny Bean was a fucking man who ended up marrying his cousin, and in the Irish Bluffs, they fucking moved into the bluffs and lived in the caves and caverns. And him and his cousin lived together for like fucking 30-something years, and they had inbred children who had inbred children with fucking inbred children, but they were fucking cannibalistic. And the only way they got caught was during a fair in fucking Ireland, because they lived right outside of the fucking big town. They heard a woman screaming. A group of people heard a woman screaming. And when they got there, when they got to the woman screaming, she was trying to fight off people snapping at her like fucking animals. And she was like swinging them off with a stick, and they were eating her husband's fucking innards right there in front of her, alive. The dude was still alive, screaming and shit. They were eating his intestines.
That's gross.
They tracked the family down and went to the bluffs and found like skulls and all kinds of crazy shit inside of the caves.
Of people
And-
that were missing and stuff.
Yeah, the people that had just fucking died in the village, and then found like 30-something fucking kids that were all inbred. They were under like fucking 10. They were fucking eating people.
Feral. And they were feral.
Yeah, they're all fucking
Yeah,
feral.
because they're
They,
inbred.
like-
You're not supposed to be inbred.
well, they're raised like fucking savages. They're raised like animals.
That's crazy.
And that's where you get shit like fucking Hills Have Eyes and movies like that from fucking real accounts. Like, somewhere down the line, it's real. It just gets blown the fuck up.
And then it
Yeah.
gets sensationalized
Yeah.
and turned into
Okay,
something
so what
bigger.
about dragons?
I think that existed at some point.
Maybe. Or maybe fucking dinosaurs that are left over.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Crocodiles,
Like,
you know,
that-
shit like that we
See, but that
hardly
also
ever
ties
see.
into aliens because people way back when would see fire,
Fire.
like jet fire.
something breathing fire coming out of
And
the sky, and the only way they
the-
knew to explain it was dragons
Yeah.
and shit like
Well,
that.
Greeks fucking thought volcanoes erupted because Vulcan was fucking pissed off. There's a blacksmith that lived inside of the mountains. Like, they
Like
had
you
to
do.
have some way to explain shit away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thunder and lightning is because, we pissed off the gods.
They're bowling.
See, I
They're
always
bowling.
wanted it to be true.
When it
I
rains,
always
it's because
loved,
angels
like,
are
Greek
crying.
mythology and shit like that. So
Yeah.
Well, they're bowling too.
Have y'all heard of Blackout Children?
I'm not. When you told me about that, I thought of changelings.
You
right
heard
away.
of Blackout
Oh,
Children?
I was gonna say something about changelings.
Changelings are fucked up. What are
Go-
black-eyed children?
Blackout Children? They're normally children. They look like children. Between ages of 6 to 16. They're young, right? And a lot of reports are they come to your house and they're asking for help or something of that sort, or let me in. You know,
Like a rat cap end or some bullshit.
yeah,
or
just
I'm lost.
yeah, I'm lost. They want to get in, and
Sounds like me in my teenage years.
but
Didn't they do a supernatural episode on changelings with the
They did.
kids with
They did.
Ben and Lisa,
And
Okay.
that's it.
They did the same kind of thing.
where it takes the form of people's kids?
Yeah. Changelings.
But
are
the-
Well,
these-
no,
these-
Changelings is more it's fae based, so the fairies would go and exchange a baby or a child with one of the fairy babies.
And they would steal
and they
the
would
baby.
Or
steal
the
baby.
skinwalkers.
Skinwalkers, the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Which are all fucking, that's true folklore. I mean, that's,
That-
Well,
not true
true,
folklore.
quote unquote,
This
true
was
folklore.
so much believed that they actually
mythology.
had things that they would do to try to get the babies back by hurting the changelings, as they call. They
Yeah.
would put them in water and
in
boil
the
it
1700s
on,
and 1800s,
like,
they
the
used to
earth
kill.
and
They kill
everything.
children because it, like,
Yeah.
if a child
There's
had
a big thing in Ireland, Scotland. and,
Yeah.
like,
if
fucking
they had colic or
There's
something like that,
They would go.
they're
and
like,
leave them
"Oh,
out
my
in the
baby is a
woods.
changeling. It's not my
Yeah.
baby no more."
But
And
see,
they-
the thing is a lot of old like changeling folklore. It wasn't just babies.
no,
Oh, it was
People
just
people
people
believed
in
that their
general.
wives were fucking changelings.
yeah, if any
changelings.
kind of drastic change
There's
in their
one story I
behavior,
read
they
about
thought.
another cat in fucking Ireland who killed his wife because he believed she was a changeling, and then ended up
It's like
he
the
got
whole
off.
Salem witch shit.
Yeah, he got off because
It's that
they thought she was a
hysteria takes
changeling.
over and it turns into something that it's.
Well, no,
fucking
this
ridiculous.
guy
Talk about
just
how much
said
a
it
lie can hurt.
because she. I know what he's talking about. She was working and making a lot of money, and she
decided to get a
had
job.
a mind of her own and
That was
wasn't
the first
subservient.
mistake.
Right, so he used that as an excuse to be able to kill her and get away
She
with
became
it.
a seamstress and was making money while he was out of work,
Yeah.
I heard this story.
and it pissed him off, and he ended up fucking killing
Yeah.
the chick.
Quit being an insensitive dick or insecure dick.
Quit being a jobless motherfucker, nigga. Go get some
Go
shit.
work.
I mean,
Well, he killed her and
Fucking
took all the
cunt.
money. So
That sucks.
it does.
But
Did he get away with it?
No, I
Oh,
don't
damn
believe so. I believe he was killed. I believe they ended up hanging him.
the good old
Not too
times,
sure.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
In all fairness, it was a 50-50 shot that whether or not he was going to get away with it. He killed a woman.
Probably could have.
Like,
Yeah.
If she
especially
floats,
back
she's a
then.
witch.
Killed a woman in Ireland. Fucking- she turned me into a nuke. I got better.
But the same thing goes with like vampires and stuff like that. Even
There used to
even,
be-
Yeah, even though they're it's corny now. Like Twilight the Vampire, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
One of the first stories not first stories. One of the stories I read of the first account of a vampire, because a vampire is pretty much an American folklore type thing. People don't realize that because it always goes to the old world and fucking Europe and Transylvania and all this bullshit. But here in America, there was not really a plague. It was a famine going through, and people were dying fucking unexplained. They didn't know why.
It was not bronchitis.
Bubonic, but it wasn't.
Tuberculosis.
Yeah,
Tuberculosis.
TB. There you go.
That
It was
because they would bury people and then they would exhume them later to see if another lore podcast that I was listening to was this really rich family, and one of the sons said that one of the family members was leeching his life, and so they exhumed all of the burial, all of the graves of all of his family members to see which one looked like it had
And
still
that's the
had.
daughter.
And it ended up being the girl who she died from tuberculosis, which
But see, the thing that I read was basically the same story as a farmer, though. And
It was a show we watched.
that wasn't a show. That was something I read. Was it a show?
Because I remember the same thing you're about to tell.
What was it?
It turns out they buried the girl in one of the colder months.
Yeah,
cold
so
in
it was-
the dirt.
And it
That
preserved her
preserved
body.
it preserved her
body.
body, and the reason that she had
That was-
blood and
that was
stuff
actually on the
still
Lore TV
is
show.
because of
Was
the
it?
tuberculosis.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There you go.
See, but there's also been people who were of power that were, especially women, who would,
Blood counts.
yeah.
They
Elizabeth
in that
Bathory.
story they ended up cutting out the one who they thought was the
Her heart.
yeah
and
cutting out
fucking
her
Yeah,
heart
he gave
and
it to
fed
the
it
family.
fed it to the son and
yeah,
the teeth.
Yeah.
to try to
Had
cure
him
him
drink
of
it,
his
'cause it's
TB.
gonna cure you.
Yeah.
It'll cure what ails you. Drink your sister's heart.
You need an ear nail.
Yeah, right?
Like,
I was gonna say,
fuck
you
outta
donkey
here.
kicking.
Red flannel? Is this fucking
Like,
shirt?
oh, you have ghosts in your blood. You need to do cocaine about it.
Science.
Science.
It's awesome.
But yeah, that's part of where vampires started, or became, like, credible, quote unquote. That famous, like, what was it, blood count?
Yes,
Blood counts.
I was thinking
There you
about
go. Yeah,
that a
the blood
minute
count
ago.
That they
is the
would
chick that
bathe
took
in, like,
slaves.
young women, or young
I think
girls'
it was
blood.
Elizabeth Bathory or something like that.
That sounds familiar.
I think that was her name. She would she had like one of them claw bathtubs, and she would hang people and slice them open and let the blood just fall all over her.
Actually, you talking about Lori. Hey, you gotta think about, to us we're kind of like whatever, but to kids, our kids, Slender Man is lore.
Yeah, that's a fucking.
Yeah, but we're old enough to know that.
We know
bullshit.
it's not, but
It's
think about it.
complete
Later
bullshit.
down the road, they're going. Our
They're gonna pass on
grandkids.
bullshit.
But I'm sure everybody in this room knows somebody who has seen the Hook Man.
No,
Never.
I've
Really?
I've never come across
I'd
anybody.
heard the Hookman story, but
Yeah,
Hold on,
I heard
the Hookman.
explain this. I never heard the
because
story.
Yeah, you have the fucking. I know what you did last summer.
Oh.
It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
basic.
Yeah, basically.
It's the same thing.
But
That's
whenever
what
I
that
was a kid,
was based on.
I knew somebody who said that they knew somebody who was actually killed.
Well,
by
that's
the
because
Hook
as
Man.
kids we all make up shit
Yeah.
so
And we
people think
believe
we're
it.
more interesting.
Holy shit! This dude knew somebody that was killed by the Hookman.
You remember initially
Bloody
that it's
Mary.
bullshit, and then you tell it so many
Oh,
times you
definitely
forget it's
tried Bloody
bullshit.
Mary and
But the
bathroom.
thing
I've
is,
tried
like
Bloody
with
Mary.
Slender Man,
Didn't
the
work.
story got passed on with kids so much. Two
Two
girls,
fucking chicks ended up in fucking prison doing that.
two
shit.
kids try to kill another kid.
No,
No,
they
they
killed
did.
her.
They did
No,
kill
no,
her.
they didn't kill her. She
Yes,
actually,
they did.
She survived.
No,
that's
she
how
did
that's how
not.
they turned them in because she survived that.
No,
No, the mom turned them in. The mom found out what was going on because there was messages or what
And
the
they
fuck ever.
murdered that
and they
girl
murdered
in the
that
woods.
girl.
Then
and they
there must be
fucking-
another one because there was
There's
one
a
that
few of them during that fucking whole Slender Man.
Yeah,
bullshit
but
that
the
came out.
main one that I heard about, she was dead, and
But
the
they
mom's
made a
the one that turned those
documentary on
kids
it.
in.
It's on HBO.
But the
Slender Man, and they're talking about the broads that killed their friend. They basically lured her into.
Well,
the
it
woods
wasn't their
and
friend. They
killed her.
manipulated her into.
Yeah.
But the
whatever
thing
fuck.
is, that there's so
We
much
wanna be your friend
story
and fuck you
behind it and stuff like that. And
See,
so
well,
much
there's another.
people were buying into it.
There was supposedly a game. It's kind of like the Slender Man, but I forget if he's either called the Storm Game or the Lightning Game. And these two girls ended up killing one of their friends, trying to get powers like lightning powers. And you
That
can
would
only
be
do
cool.
it.
Like
You can
Percy
only
Jackson?
do. You can
What?
only do it when there's a thunderstorm. And you have to kill the girl and offer up her blood to the lightning gods and say this ritual or whatever. And then the one girl tried to do it again, but she tried to kill her mom.
What a little bitch.
Yeah.
I already gave you life. That's not enough. Now you want lightning?
Fuck you.
Why don't you get a job?
What about the
What?
Goat Man?
The Goat Man.
I know we've talked about the Goat Man before, but that was another thing that
That was last year we
It's
talked about the Goat
supposed
Man. I
supposed to
believe.
be a Texas thing.
Yeah.
No.
Chupacabra.
No, it's not.
Chupacabra
It's
is just-
different. The Goat Man. Where is it? That's Denton, right?
It's supposed to be Denton County.
Goat Man's Bridge.
Yeah. Supposedly the body ended up disappearing, and now it's this huge fucking thing where you go and turn
But
off
the
your
thing
lights
is,
on the
they
bridge
turn
and you can
they
hear the
they
hooves.
turn out there was no such thing. There was no such thing. That man never existed.
Bro,
When they did the research on it, that maybe I misspoke. Guy that supposedly got killed there was no actual record of it. Like even the house.
well, in the story, it was a
nothing.
black guy who bought his own fucking freedom, so they wouldn't want to document that in the first place.
That's a fair point.
That is a fair point.
I'm not saying
I'm just saying they couldn't
it's
find.
racism, but black guys weren't always accepted or popular in Texas. It's just Texas.
I'm just saying they couldn't find the
Negro
actual
Mexicans,
documents of
though,
that
but
actually
whatever.
happening. But
Even though this used to be Mexico, but whatever.
I had to toss that shit. in
what
there.
was it? He had a body lower half of a man,
So I'd heard stories
and
like
then
that too.
the upper half of a
The
goat.
whole
Then
Billy
the-
Goat gruff looking motherfucker.
And then the other
think
point
everybody heard that
was
story.
he had a
Yeah, you have, because he's told it before.
he had
No,
the lower
you
half
told
of a goat and body of a man.
Think like
Satyr.
yeah, there you go.
Satyrs.
Satyrs.
Yeah.
There you go. I couldn't remember what the fuck they're called.
Satyrs.
Those little guys.
But
Centaur.
besides,
And they had pet jackalopes.
they actually had
Pet
a
jackalopes, another
I think
folklore.
a Ghost Adventures about Goatman's Bridge.
Probably.
It was one of those shows. I can't remember
Ghost
which
Fixers.
But the thing besides,
one. He doesn't get that reference. The rest of us do.
the thing is like there's no accounts of anybody actually getting hurt by the Goatman, except for that TV show.
Which one? Oh, that one fucking...
Yeah, it goes through... I don't
shows
remember
like that drive me crazy because they're like, oh, did you see that? Fucking all...
Oh, my arm's cold, bro. So
snot in
cold,
the camera,
bro. So
like
cold.
fucking Blair Witch bullshit. Like, oh my god.
Okay,
That drives me
since
crazy.
a lot of us have been raised around Mexicans.
What?
I know,
Not
right? Definitely not you. La Llorona.
La Llorona is an awesome story.
Yeah,
La Llorona. What do you know about La Llorona?
not much. I know
Yeah, I know
she...
Jack.
How did you grow up around so many Mexicans
like,
and you don't know
I know they made a
anything
I
about
shitty
didn't
movie
grow up
this
around
year.
No, what I know
grew up
about...
around
What I,
cows. That doesn't count.
Well,
what I know about La Llorona, she's a woman...
Say that again for me.
La Llorona.
All right.
Okay, that was better.
She... What I know is a woman... It was a widower, had children. She was in love with this rich man who wouldn't...
Look at him.
He remembers
Wow.
something.
He does
Actually
remember
retained
it. I didn't expect you
I'm
to
proud
remember
of
that
you.
much. Continue, sorry.
continue.
Fucking assholes.
No, I wasn't. I was being serious.
She married this. She wanted to marry this rich man, but he wanted nothing to do with her because of her children. So she decided to drown her children. When she drowned her children, the man still wouldn't accept her and marry somebody.
Because she killed her children.
Yeah, and then turned her in, and they killed her. But now she feels sorrow. I think it was whatever. She's on a hunt for her children. So she starts stalking children, and if she stalks your child, she's going to take your child as one of her own and kill that child. It's just a repeated process from what I remember. Am I
Good job.
right?
You're not as much like Kelly Bundy as I thought you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a general, supposedly.
Yeah.
It was a Mexican general that she fell in love with, and he didn't want shit to do with him. They hung her and left her fucking body outside of the building they hung her for like a week. And, just to show what happens to a fucking child killer. And now, basically, yeah, if she catches your kid, she fucking takes them. It's like, but Mexican lore is like that, dude. Like, you fuck up, you're a bad kid, you're getting taken to hell. It's either La Llorona or the fucking Cucuy.
Cucuy.
Motherfucker, the Cucuy scared the shit out of me.
Fuck yes.
And I
Everybody
slept
knows
on the
Cucuy
fucking
room.
floor.
What about the
until I was like 10.
hold on, the Christmas one?
What's his name?
Krampus?
Krampus.
Krampus. Is it
Krampus.
Krampus or
It's
Krampus?
Krampus.
It
depends
depends
on who
on-
you're talking to.
yeah.
He takes the
Tomatoes,
naughty,
not-
Yeah.
he takes the naughty,
Naughty
children,
and beats them with the stick.
or takes them to hell.
Yeah.
So there's that. Those are
Well, I don't believe in hell, so
It's
he just beats him with sticks. then.
anti-Santa.
And Wendigos?
They had a fucking
Wendigos.
Wendigos. Cannibals?
Is that like San Diego? Like,
No, they're in San Diego.
and it's windy.
Wendigo.
I thought they were from like Winnipeg, Canada, or some shit like that.
Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
That name is so.
Ooh.
Hold on. Well, I'm trying to remember. I know they're cannibals, but aren't they kind of resemblance from what the encounters say? They're more kind of like a Yeti looking.
It's
It
Yeti,
depends on who you're talking to,
Sasquatchian,
yeah.
like it's in that same
Because
vein.
some beliefs, like native beliefs, believe they're like 15, 20 feet tall.
And
Yeah,
they're
They're
cursed.
huge, yeah.
They're cursed people that turned into that,
They were cannibals.
as opposed to just being
yeah.
that.
Because you get turned into if you
They
ate.
ate
I learned
Yeah.
that because of Supernatural. I'm not joking.
He did.
I knew nothing
I like that
about
episode.
Wendigos.
I love that episode.
And say what you will, but that's why I really like that series, because you
'Cause they
start
stuck to
researching
the
the lore
folklore,
that they
yeah.
talk about, and it's
And
actually based in real
They
lore.
stick to
I-
a lot of folklore. It's actually a really good. I did
It's a
not
really good
want to
show.
like that show.
I
but
just
I love that
haven't
show.
watched it.
Sorry, I
Never
was
watched
looking stuff
Oh my
up. and
God.
I'm like, ooh.
Well, this is the last season. So.
Okay.
It
So
is, so you should probably catch up now.
I was looking up more lore, and there's one. It's the Slip-Mouthed Woman,
That's
She's got
Japan.
pussy on her face.
and
Japan.
Is that Japanese kukui?
maybe
What? Okay, let me
Japanese
explain this. She. I don't know the backstory of her.
It doesn't say.
But I remember what she does. She wears a mask, right?
Like a.
Oh, okay, yeah.
she
yeah,
wears
yeah.
a cloth mask.
It's like
Yes,
a
and she
no-face
carries.
type
She
deal?
carries.
It's a cloth mask, or now it's adapted into like a surgical mask or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
because
and she
of
carries
the-
scissors.
Yeah.
And she will come up to boys or men, ask you, "Am I pretty or am I beautiful?" And you go, "Yes." She would take off her surgical mask and then ask you, "Am I beautiful still?" And if you say yes again, she will cut your face to match hers. If you have to answer her in a vague way, so she will not.
If you
cut
say
you.
no, she'll walk away and then murder you in your sleep.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bitch. So you're,
That's why you
Either
have,
way, you're getting
no,
killed.
you have to answer in a vague way.
tell her like, oh well, beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and then walk the fuck away.
It's something like that.
There you go. All right, well, somebody's got to find your ugly ass pretty.
But yeah, that's a popular Japanese thing.
I mean,
can't
her
remember.
mouth's a little wider, so.
And that's why Gabriel likes her.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was a.
Should
I
cook the
remember
balls with the mouth too.
Yeah.
reading
She can
about
fit
that. That was
whole
actually
thing.
pretty good.
That was-
See, I wouldn't want to because every time I think about that particular lore, I think of Melina from fucking Mortal Kombat.
Too
And
much teeth.
yeah, them
Oh,
teeth.
Yeah.
Those teeth, boy.
Japanese lore is fucking insane though, dude.
Some of it's
lore,
really fucking-
lore, not
yeah.
lure. I'm sorry, but
Like
like,
a fish- like a
the
fishing
forest,
lure?
yeah,
The
basically.
Suicide Force.
the suicide
Yes.
forest under Mount Fuji. That shit's fucking crazy.
And that's not even lore. That's
That's
It's
just
straight up,
real.
like,
Yeah,
Motherfuckers
like
kill themselves there for some reason.
all the time.
Maybe it's because it's like crazy and foggy. You can't see shit.
There
so-
was, I can't remember where the bridge was, but there's supposed to be some bridge. I want to say it's on like Eastern Europe or some shit like that. That animals keep jumping.
Suicide
off of.
Bridge.
I can't remember what
Really?
the fuck it is,
Yes.
and it's so weird. Nobody can explain it. Like strays will just find their way to that bridge and jump the fuck off.
Yeah, they keep on killing themselves.
and nobody knows why.
And it's not like a concrete thing. It's actually into a river. If I
Yeah.
remember,
Yeah.
it's a river, and they jump off. And I guess is it the impact that's so high?
It's like jagged and rocky and shit from what I remember.
Yeah,
And
they just do. It's
die
an
instantly.
unexplained thing.
Where
It's
in Europe
actually.
is this? Do we know?
I don't remember.
I don't.
what the
I
fuck
remember
it is.
hearing
I'll
about
look it
this,
up.
I'm
but
looking it up.
uh,
Trying to.
but yeah, the animals will.
Because you don't usually
People,
hear
people
shit
will
about
walk
animals.
their dogs
Oh,
down
dogs
this
just
bridge,
fucking jump.
and all of a sudden
Take off. Yeah.
they try to take off and jump.
It's so weird.
Like
Wouldn't
people
that be
know
like a magnetic field or like a
a
Maybe
noise.
something that throws their mind off.
yeah, like a wavelength or something.
Well,
like
I mean, there are places like that in the world where there's like a higher concentration of like ions and shit like that.
Yeah.
That they've actually studied and proved that it affects
Uh,
our brains
Scientific.
differently. Yeah.
And where is it?
So
Is
it's
it?
possible.
There's a in the forest. I can't remember. Is it in America? I'm trying to think of the big there's a forest somewhere. I can't. Maybe it's
It's
Yellowstone.
in America.
Somewhere I think it might be Yellowstone or might be somewhere.
What's the story?
But the story is it's not nothing.
Jellystone Park.
But the magnetic field
Hey,
is so thrown off there. Like
Oh, I do know what you're talking about.
the buildings gets fucked up because it's all wonky and stuff like that. You start feeling leaning because
Like
the
vertigo
I
and
have
shit.
heard
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
But those magnetic
it's a magnetic.
waves or whatever the fuck are supposed to be how what are those pigeons called? Homing pigeons would find their ways. Supposedly it's because the magnetic
Magnetic
pull.
field.
So the
Yeah.
only one that I'm seeing is apparently it's in Scotland,
Okay, that's
Okay.
That place is fucked up enough. Sure, why not?
and
Yeah, they
it's
got a lot of
saying
crazy shit out
that
there.
something is bewitching animals and forcing them to leap off the bridge.
Yeah.
I think it might be like a magnetic field. Or
Okay,
something
so-
like that.
But still, that's still paranormal. How the fuck do you explain why that works?
Yeah, I
There's
don't know.
disturbances like that all over the world, and animals aren't killing themselves randomly.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
One of
That's
your
fair.
man wants to get together and go to like a really awesome haunted place together.
Like a real haunted.
There's
to
a
make a
haunted
trip of it.
asylum out in Sherman that I always wanted to go to. It's completely abandoned. I don't know if it's still there or not. But every time I drive past it, you get this like just ominous
Heavy
feeling, like
pit,
it
and
just stick
stomach
to your
feeling.
stomach.
Huh.
Like the
I'd
windows
go.
are broken
Nice.
out,
I'd be down.
everything.
You'd be
There's
the
a
first one to
prison
freak
that I
the
really
fuck
want to
out.
go to in Philadelphia, and it's the most haunted prison in America, supposedly, like worse than fucking Alcatraz.
I was about to say, I thought Alcatraz was
No, but
the
this
most
place,
haunted.
the warden was supposed to be like a undiagnosed schizophrenic, and the motherfucker, that's the nigga in charge. It's fucked up. But this
That's no
place
bueno.
was, this place was like maximum penitentiary or whatever the fuck.
Maximum penetration.
Yeah, maximum penetration. But he had this weird thing about silence. So he'd make people put the carts with leather straps on the wheels so you couldn't hear them moving. And everybody stayed inside 24 hours a day, stayed
Oh.
inside of their 8x8 cell.
So
And
everybody
it was-
was crazy by the
yeah.
end of that
Well,
shit.
they'd have people go there sane for fucking stealing like a loaf of bread. And then 6 months later be fucking fucked up.
That shit crazy.
They had a 1 inch, 1 by 1 hole that he called the Eye of God. And it had let in daylight, and that's the only daylight you've seen fucking 24 hours a day, every day of your life. And that place is supposed to be haunted as shit. Like, supposedly, they have walkthroughs, and they've closed down some of the fucking wings of the prison just because so many fucked up things happen, or people have gotten hurt mysteriously. I want to check shit like that out.
Because they got so crazy, they didn't realize they were dead.
Maybe.
I don't believe in shit like that, so I would want to go to see if anything actually happened.
I have
See,
a feeling.
I think that if there is, because I'm still kind of like, I believe in some stuff, but then some stuff I'm like, but I feel like for people who don't believe, like you and him, I think that they're going to be like more towards, oh yeah, we're going to make this bitch fucking fly.
He has no choice but to believe. You can be as dismissive as you want, but like, we know you've seen some shit.
Oh, I there's shit that I definitely can explain.
The previous episode that we've done about the Mothman, and me seeing that shit when I was a kid, whatever the fuck that was that hit our windshield.
Like you can't explain shit.
You can't
like
explain
that.
it.
Yeah.
There are really crazy
So-
things, man. That
Apparently, we should never go to Scotland because everything
fuck you,
there.
I want to go to Scotland.
I want to go to Ireland.
I wanna go to
everything in Scotland
It's haunted.
No,
As soon
it's
as you
not
get there.
haunted. It's not haunted, but it'll drag you into the water and drown you and eat you.
Oh, okay.
Silky.
So-
See, that's why I don't like water.
Yeah.
Silky.
And there's also what were they called? Kelpie, I think, which I'd heard of before. I never knew that they did
Aren't
this.
they along the same lines
They're
as the Selkie?
it's a kind of it's a beautiful white horse
Oh,
that
Oh, God.
that'll show itself, and whenever you try to catch it, it'll drag you down. And then
tramples
there's
you.
another one. It's called the Scotland Murder Horse.
Yeah, murder horse.
So just don't get on a horse.
That's a spin-off of the first season of American Horror Story. Instead of Murder House, it's Murder Horse.
Yes.
Right? It's pronounced the Akishka.
Fuck you and the
Something like
murder
that.
horse you wrote in.
But it's basically the same thing. It will appear as a horse and
Okay, so if we
gallop
go
around to get riders to try to go on an adventure, and then its skin becomes adhesive. Or
Fuck
but
you.
it also is a shapeshifter, so it doesn't
Isn't it
have
funny?
to.
Isn't it funny that the horse turns into something sticky, like glue?
It turns into oh, the irony.
Funny as that.
But then it'll drag you under.
Okay,
and
so we
you
can
as
go to
well.
Scotland. We just can't
That
go
one-
near water.
Yes.
And if we see a horse, fuck that horse.
well,
But
Not
water
literally,
and
though.
ponies are beautiful.
The murder horse.
Well, then you'll die.
The
A
murder
horse
horse
kills
is a
Superman, I will
shapeshifter, so
not.
it doesn't necessarily show a
It
ghost.
didn't kill him, it
Or-
crippled him.
This one is
Yeah.
from the Czech Republic,
Might as well have killed him.
the Bubak. I know
Explain.
I've read about it before, but it's
Bubak.
It's described as a scarecrow-looking monster with the ability to cry just like a newborn baby.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay. I heard about
What does it do to you?
Lures victims to their death.
Yes, it killed it like in the fields.
So you
There's no
basically
man,
go
like,
to investigate the
cornfields or
crying
something.
baby sound,
Yes,
and
you
the
gotta look at
scarecrow
that.
fucking kills you.
Yes.
Nice. I like that. That's
That
fucked
sounds.
up.
I think that was an episode of Supernatural.
There was
No,
a scarecrow one,
there
but
was-
it's a Viking thing, wasn't it?
It was a god that was over the over the.
okay. That's
the
what
It's like the
harvest.
autumn god or the harvest god.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know how you pronounce this one. La Segua? It's Nicaragua. She's a
Nicaragua.
she's a shapeshifter who takes the form of an attractive long-haired woman who seduces drunken and unfaithful men before revealing her true face.
Well,
The
that is
horse-
That was
something-
also on
The
Supernatural.
la- the
the
lady in
horse
white.
skull,
That is
and
just
she
unfair.
leads them to their horrific death.
Yeah.
But first she causes them to go insane.
Well, that's just pussy in general.
No,
Nah.
usually.
It doesn't matter.
I
if
know
it's
this is a
ghost.
horrible thought, but I was thinking about when we were talking about how haunted Ireland and Scotland are. Could you imagine how haunted Auschwitz is? Or fucking Germany or any of the
Oh,
old
God.
camps? Like, how fucked up would those places be?
But what
Probably.
about Chernobyl?
Oh, I was
Holy
just about
shit,
to say
yeah, Chernobyl's
Chernobyl. Like,
fucked
fuck.
Okay, and we can't even go there because it's still
Yeah.
way
Radioactive.
too
Does
fucking
your ass come out like a
Yes,
fucking
but they've
toxic
got
Avenger and
dogs that you
shit?
can get from there now.
Glowing
Yeah.
green.
You
No,
can
thanks.
adopt a dog
No
from
thanks.
Chernobyl.
I don't want.
I don't want a
radioactive
fucking
dog.
10-eyed
They're
dog.
cute. They're really cute.
Look at you
They
like a
look
fly.
little
His
wolves.
mouth's all fucking
They're tiny
sideways
little
and shit.
wolves.
So apparently, doppelganger is also folklore.
I always forget about that
A
one.
doppelganger?
Yes. Nowadays, we just see, use it as somebody who looks,
I feel bad
like
for
somebody
anyone
else.
that walks around
a
looking
non
like me.
a non-related twin.
Yeah,
But it used to
sucks
be-
for me. Don't worry about
It
it.
used to be seen as a bad omen, but they thought that a lot of the people who saw doppelgangers
To see
were
your
actually-
doppelganger? Like if you
yes,
see yours?
yes, was
Okay.
That'd
that
be
they were
kinda
actually
fucked up.
hallucinating, and they thought that it was basically a way to explain early set Alzheimer's?
kind of thing.
that people would see other people who look like them and confront them, but they were really just talking to themselves. And they thought that it was a non-human being who wanted to take their place. That would change their appearance to look like them to take their place.
That's crazy. I've been told that I look like someone else.
We were talking about that
Oh
last
yeah,
night.
You were.
I have people tell me all the time. Oh, I know somebody who I could have sworn that you were her.
But I've
I'm
never
like,
seen anybody. Like
Yeah.
I've never personally seen anybody that looks like me.
The only other person I know that's running around looking like me, the poor bastard, is Ethan.
Yeah, you guys do look a lot alike.
That's it, because we look like mom.
Well, I mean, if you don't
Like big,
count
hairy-
the fact that she's a girl,
big,
Ashley
hairy
looks
versions of my
identical
mom.
to Jimmy.
Yeah, because I was about to say your mom's not big and
And
hairy.
speaking, there's a thing I remember reading about is about gas stations, which is it's kind of like these vanishing gas stations. Weird shit happens, right?
Vanishing gas station?
Yes, let me explain.
What the fuck?
Explain. This is kind of.
Do they have?
Put
wait,
20
hold
on
on.
4 and you walk away and the bitch is gone.
Here's
Where'd my $20 go, nigga?
No, what happens is it's like
That's a dub.
vanishing locations. It's not just gas stations. There's other
Do
places.
they have lower gas prices?
No.
I'm down to fill up there.
No, just weird shit happens. Like it's normally like a lot of people will say it looks like an older gas station where you have to go inside and pay for your pump and stuff like that. But like
there's
there's
still gas stations where you have to go inside the pack.
yeah.
Really?
Now,
There's still gas stations where they
Dick.
come pump your gas for you.
anyways, what happens is
There is.
like different kind of things happen. Like weird shit will happen. Like incidents where people will walk in and like the people are inside. There's no cars, but there's people inside. And as you go in to go pay and stuff, people are just sitting there and stare at you, right?
Ugh.
They stare at you as you go pay. As you go pay, you put up the gas, right? And people will go back to kind of like, that was a weird experience. Let me check this place out again in the daylight. They go back to that place. The gas station's not there.
Okay, question.
And
Does the car actually have gas? Like they
apparently,
pay?
apparently it
they
does.
have gas.
Apparently it does because they're able to leave and come back again.
Uh.
Or they go in and the building just shuts off. Like all the lights just turn off as you're inside.
Nope. Get the fuck up out of here.
I know straight the fuck out of there.
Or you go in, no one's there, but then you kind of look around for a clerk or something like that. Clerk will come out almost all robotic like. You put your money down, telling your pump, and the clerk would, as you're looking outside, the fuck? A cat just jumped the fence. I just saw.
How they do that?
It was
Yeah.
weird.
It was
We
a
have a
shadow. It was a shadow.
No.
Cat, you know what I mean?
No.
Is that like a Thundercat? Thundercat.
No. No.
Like the clerk would just sit
The cat
there.
walks
But
through the
the
walls.
thing is, like,
Oh, yeah.
people have weird instances going into these gas stations, but they go back in, like, it normally happens at night, like all weird shit.
Yeah.
But they go back in the daytime, and that
not at
location is not there.
What? I'm sorry.
So that's the thing. It's like they have these weird experiences. Go back to see it during the days, and you're like, "What the fuck was going on?"
And it's gone.
That place is gone.
Yeah, if I walked in anywhere and everyone stopped and looked at me and just stared the whole time, I'd have been like, fuck you.
Fuck.
But
no.
there's also it's not just gas stations, but that's just a thing I was hearing about because there's vanishing locations. And I can't recall exactly, but I kind of remember experiencing something like this. Like I go to a place, then I'm like, all right, and I try to go back to that place. I'm like, where the fuck was that place at?
Well, that's because you're forgetful of shit.
And then I could chalk it up to that.
It was haunted, isn't it?
You just can't remember shit. Shut up.
But yeah.
There's
But y'all never
several
heard
different
about
things
the
that could
vanishing locations.
I've heard
I'd never
things
heard of that
similar
before.
to that, but never.
The reason I
gas
was
station
thinking
specifically.
about it because I remember you talking about the
That
gas
weird
station.
gas station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I remember after that, after you talked about that again,
It triggered something.
no, I start seeing stuff about it.
Oh.
That's what kind of triggered.
They're
it.
listening.
Well, I mean, there is theories about that.
What about them listening?
Well, besides that, that once you open your mind to something or you hear somebody's account of something, then you start seeing like the synchronicity after that, and things start coming up like that to reaffirm or
So like a glitch
just
in the
help you
Matrix.
learn. Yeah, basically help you learn about the shit.
That's interesting.
I don't know. I've always found that
Well,
fascinating.
Whenever you think about something or believe in something, you tend to
See it
focus
more.
on it more
Well, that's what
often
she and I have talked about with like the conspiracy theories. If you're looking for something to,
You're gonna find
You're
something.
But your
gonna find it.
subconscious
If you're looking for a
mind
yellow car,
only
you're
letting
gonna
your
see a yellow
conscious mind
car.
focus on the things that you want while it takes care of everything else and it blocks out. It's kind of the gatekeeper
it
thing.
removes all the other stimuli so you can
that
focus
that
on
will
whatever
distract
else.
you from what you're looking for.
Well, I'm too ADD, so I'm focused on a bunch of different
Oh, yeah.
shit. So
Most definitely.
they're pretty much fun.
That's why I get nowhere, 'cause I go, like, zigzag.
Ooh, let me read about this, and then no. Okay, well, what is this? And then you switch over to something else.
Next thing you know, you're watching My Hero Academia at 4:00 in the morning.
Yep.
Well,
You
that's all
should,
it does,
I
man,
think
like-
Wikipedia shouldn't be able to link to other pages because
No.
then I'll be like,
I've
"Oh, what is
fallen
this?
down so many
What is
rabbit
this?
holes on
What
this
is this?"
shit.
What's this? What's this?
The fuck is
So,
this?
we got any more lore that we want to talk about, or should we finish up this episode?
Well,
There is
actually,
a
there was
shitload of
one.
I know
that
there's a
wanted-
shitload, but
You don't know where to start and begin and
Yeah.
end with
Like,
it.
there's so much that we could talk about.
What do you got?
This one, okay, it's off of the Thought Catalog because I was looking them up, and
I
just
like
the way,
that website, by the
just
way.
the way that she puts it, it was really funny. The writer of this one, it's the Nakin, Nixie, Neck, whatever. There are different variations, but basically it's a water spirit that can either do terrible or good things to you if you please it, and there are many different variations on
You better
what is
please it.
considered pleasing. It can play beautiful music or teach you how to play beautiful music. If you piss it off, one version is that it transforms itself into an ugly man who dances naked, and the sight is so horrifying.
What the fuck are
it's
you
been-
doing at lakes and shit?
It's been known to drive
me
men
and Gabriel got a
crazy.
story about this.
No, not about
Not
that.
dancing, dancing.
For one, I don't
Dancing around
dance.
At the college.
Do a little dance.
That's true, but we gotta do that the next fucking episode, man.
Oh no, there's nothing that happened at that, so it's not a personal experience. It's a story. It's just
That's what Richardson, right?
yeah. But the thing is, we looked
Richland.
at Richland.
Richland
We look.
Station.
We heard about this school
College?
me him worked
Yeah.
at. We heard it that it was haunted. We looked it up, and what she kind of presented, it sounded a lot like kind of like
Very
that.
similar.
Yeah. But that's all I.
There was stabbing out there, wasn't there?
I don't know.
I think there was a stabbing.
But there's
That
personal
would not
experience.
surprise me.
There's personal experience. That's gonna happen in the next episode.
Fucking goose stepping?
No, I went to Richland for a semester.
Did you really?
I did.
The music hall is supposed to be haunted.
It's not.
The little music area, because
I actually took because
at
I.
night. I'm gonna
Oh,
tell
I'm-
you right now,
It's a
like,
different
I'm
story.
a ballsy motherfucker. It kind of fucks with your
Okay,
head.
hold on. I never went to classes at night, so I was never in that wing.
We
at
worked
night.
overnight.
Oh, okay, well,
But, at
But
night,
we're going-
as-
we're going to get
as
into
ballsy
that.
as I am, it was kind of creepy when you're
We're gonna
all by
get
yourself.
we're gonna get into that next
like-
episode.
Hello.
Do you want to start the next episode?
Yeah, hold on. Let me create a new thing. Just so
I'd
we
like
have
to
it.
Good.
Alright.
go ahead and say, you know.
All right,
the
hold on.
finishing-
Hey, hey.
What?
let him do the sign off.
Do you want to do the shine off?
Shine
No.
off?
Shine
You
off?
wanna do shine off?
Shine off?
It's the shin off.
Shine off?
Hey Nisha,
You
let's
can go
do
to
it
the
together.
bathroom. It's not gonna.
All right,
wanna
so
Do we get sued?
so that's the end of this. So thanks for all the fish.
fish.